Breaking news that we're just getting in a story crossing from the New York Times, citing 4 sources about the potential indictment of Donald Trump in New York. This is the kind of leak, the kind of indication you may have heard before and said, well, are we back to more and more discussion about a possible indictment that will never come? The answer, I can't give you tonight. But what I can tell you is the New York Times says, with more than 2 sources here, a full 4 sources, that the DA in New York is looking at campaign hush money payments, the somewhat infamous payments that Donald Trump made, and that part is known and proven, to Stormy Daniels pursuant to the 2016 campaign, what many saw as a cover-up, but something that's never been charged. Here's the headline according to the New York Times. Prosecutors signal criminal charges for Trump are likely. Indeed, according to this reporting, DA Alvin Bragg, who's been on this program, indeed, to explain why they didn't go forward on the discussion of potentially charging Donald Trump pursuant to financial crimes at the Trump Organization, where his CFO was famously convicted. The DA's office here in New York now moving forward, and it says, according to the New York Times, in this brand new story just crossing, that they've given Donald Trump the opportunity to appear before the New York grand jury. Based on the way that Donald Trump has fought many different probes, including this one, there's no reasonable expectation that his lawyers would put him in the grand jury box. Indeed, he went many months fighting the related New York Attorney General request to sit down. And when he did, he only pled the 5th, never gave any substantive answers. But this is a big headline, albeit somewhat familiar. The story familiar because other prosecutors and other investigative entities have looked through those 2016 hush money payments before, and familiar because we've seen Donald Trump basically, I think everyone knows by now, evades certain probes. But this is a sign, according to the New York Times, that the DA's office is, they say, very close to considering closing this case with some sort of indictment. I want to bring in 2 reporters who know how to do breaking news, which means we're in this together. They haven't had much time to prepare for this story because, as mentioned, it just broke. But Pulitzer Prize-winning Washington Post columnist Gene Robinson and congressional investigations reporter Jackie Alemany. And, Gene, I'm curious what you think when you see this kind of language, particularly as a journalist. You know that the New York Times doesn't just cross a story about indicting a former president lightly. What do you think they have here?
Well, I think the New York Times would have very good sources in the Manhattan DA's office. And so, no, they wouldn't publish such a story lightly. You said they are quoting 4 sources. That's a lot of sources. So it seems likely that in the view of the people who talk to the Times, the prosecutor's office is moving towards charges on the hush money payments. Now, that seems like so many felonies ago at this point. And I think it's going to seem like that to a lot of people. But there is an important principle. It's called the law. And it's called that everyone is supposed to be equal before the law, and that includes Donald Trump. And it has not included Donald Trump thus far in his life. But if he committed offenses here, and I think the record suggests that he certainly did, then he really should be charged, and he should have to face the music. And who knows how serious a conviction would be, whether we're talking about any sort of sentencing of any sort if he were convicted. But nonetheless, it would be accountability, and that is what our system is supposed to be about. Everybody's supposed to be accountable.